In continuation with the lecture 8, let us discuss more examples on maxima and minima. So we will apply the method which we have discussed in lecture 8 to determine the maxima, minima, stationary points, saddle points in these examples. So come to the example number 2. Suppose f is a function from R2 to R and f of xy is equal to 1 plus x square minus y square. So what we will do, step 1 is to determine the gradient of f at a general point xy, which turns out to be the partial derivative of this with respect to x, that is 2x, partial derivative of this function with respect to y, that is minus 2y. We will put it to be 0 0, and after putting it to be 0 0, we got the solution as x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. So 0 0 is a stationary point of f. So there is only one stationary point. So we will determine the Hessian matrix of f at the point 0 0. So h 0 0 is d11 f 0 0, d12 f 0 0, d21 f 0 0. This will be 0, and d22 f 0 0. Now d11 f 0 0 by definition del 2 by del x square 1 plus x square minus y square at 0 0 turns out to be 2. Similarly d12 f 0 0, this is equal to del 2 del x del y, and this turns out to be 0. And similarly d21 f 0 0 is 0 and d22 f 0 0 is minus 2. So the matrix will be 2 0 0 minus 2. So determinant of this matrix is minus 4. So by our test, f has a saddle point at the point 0 0. Now example number 3, suppose f is a function from R2 to R and f of xy is given by x cube minus 3xy square plus y cube, and the gradient of f at a point xy is given by 3x square minus 3y square comma minus 6xy plus 3y square. So the gradient of f at xy is equal to 0 0. We put it, and then we get two equations, 3x square minus 3y square is equal to 0 and minus 6xy and plus 3y square is to be 0. So we have two equations and we can solve it. After solving, we get the value of x to be 0 and y has to be 0. So 0 0 is the only stationary point for this function. So if we determine the Hessian matrix at a general point xy, then it turns out to be the 6x minus 6y minus 6y minus 6x plus 6y. So at 0 0 it is 0 0 0 0. So determinant of this matrix is 0 because it is a 0 matrix. Now our test will not say anything for this. So what will we do now? It is not easy, but sometimes it happens that if we investigate the function near the point 0 0, we will tell something about that function. So let us try it. It is not easy and not always possible to guess about this point without test. There are some further extension of this test of higher orders which we are not going to discuss, but even then geometrically sometimes we can see and predict about this point. So the situation is our test is now fail, and let us try something. So this is the point 0 0, and suppose this is the function, it is mapping it somewhere. F of 0 0, if you will say, it is 0. F of 0 0 is 0. Now if we determine f of 0 y, it means we put x to be 0 in the given function. So the function, let us see again, we put x to be 0, then it is y cube, then it is y cube. So for any epsilon greater than 0, f of 0 epsilon is epsilon cube, and f of 0 minus epsilon is minus epsilon cube. It means if you take any ball around 0, suppose I take a ball of radius 2 epsilon, I take a ball like this, somewhat bigger ball of radius 2 epsilon, then this point 0 epsilon will be inside that ball, and the point 0 minus epsilon will also be inside that ball. And what will happen is that the value at 0 epsilon is greater than 0, that is on this part, and the value at 0 minus epsilon is less than 0. So it means for any ball, if you will take, it will always cut to the positive y-axis and it will always cut to some part in negative y-axis. But the points on the negative y-axis will have negative value and the points on positive y-axis have positive value. So any ball around 0 will contain some points which are less than 0 and some points which are greater than 0. And the value of f at 0, 0 is 0. So it means this is nothing but a saddle point because it satisfies the definition of saddle point. So 0, 0 is actually a saddle point, which we are not able to decide through this test. But geometrically we can see, and it is quite easy to see that it is a saddle point. But not always. It is sometimes very hard to decide without test. Okay. Now come to the next example, example number 4. Determine absolute maxima, absolute minima, saddle points for the function f from R2 to R defined as f of xy is equal to xy in bracket 1 minus x square minus y square. So we can open it and write it as xy comma x cube y minus xy cube. So the gradient of fxy, so let us differentiate partially it with respect to x, so we will get y minus 3x square y minus y cube, and let us differentiate partially with respect to y, so we will get x minus x cube minus 3xy square. Let us put it 0, and we have two equations, y minus 3x square y minus y cube is equal to 0, and another equation is x minus x cube minus 3xy square is equal to 0. So this first equation can be written, because we can take common, so y in bracket 1 minus 3x square minus y square is equal to 0. And similarly the second equation can be written as x in bracket 1 minus x square minus 3y square is equal to 0. So clearly if you put x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, this is the solution of this equation. Okay, so this is one solution. Suppose x is equal to 0. Then what will happen is that if you will put x is equal to 0, then this equation will become 0. But in this equation, if you will put x is equal to 0, you will have y 1 minus y square is equal to 0. So we can solve it. So either y is equal to 0 or y is equal to plus minus 1. So for x is equal to 0, the points are 0, 0, 0, 1 and 0 minus 1. These are the stationary points. Similarly, if we will take y to be 0, then we will put y to be 0 in this equation, so this equation will give us nothing. So for after putting y is equal to 0, we will get the two values for x, that is x is equal to 0 and x is equal to plus minus 1 again. So 0, 0, 1, 0 and minus 1, 0 are stationary points. One more situation when neither x is 0 and nor y is 0. If neither x is 0 and nor y is 0, then we can see this equation. In this equation, if x is not equal to 0 and y is not equal to 0, then what will happen? This part is 0 and this part is 0. So let us write this part and solve it. So this part is 1 minus 3x square minus y square is equal to 0, and 1 minus x square minus 3y square is equal to 0. So we can add these two parts and we can subtract this two part. Then what we will get is that x square is equal to y square and x square plus y square is equal to half. So we can put x square is equal to y square in this equation, and we will get the value of x and y. And these values are x is equal to plus minus half and y is equal to plus minus half. So all the combinations, that is half half, half minus half, minus half half and minus half are the stationary points. So we can denote all these stationary points in the graph. So 0 0, 0 minus 1, 0 1, 1 0 and minus 1 0 are the stationary point, and this half half, half minus half, minus half minus half and minus half half, these are the stationary points. So okay, so what we have to do, for each stationary point we have to make a Hessian matrix. So h of xy is d11 fxy, d12 fxy, d21 fxy and d22 fxy. So this turns out to be minus 6xy, 1 minus 3x square minus 3y square, 1 minus 3x square minus 3y square and minus 6xy. So at 0 0 when we will calculate, so put x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, so we will get this matrix and the determinant of this matrix is less than 1, so it means 0 0 is a saddle point. Similarly, if we will determine 1 0, its matrix will turns out to be this, so put x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0 in this matrix, you will get this matrix and the determinant of this matrix is negative, so it is also a saddle point. Similarly, if you will determine the matrix at minus 1 0 or 0 minus 1 and or 0 1, you will get the same matrix, so it is again a saddle points. So these all are saddle points. Now let us determine the matrix at h of half half. So one can easily see that the value of h at half half or value of h at minus half is same. It turns out to be minus 3 by 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2 and minus 3 by 2. The determinant of this matrix is 2, which is greater than 0, but d11 f half, that is minus 3 by 2, is less than 0. So it means these 2 points half half and minus half half are the relative maxima of f by our test, which we have discussed in the previous lecture. Now similarly, f of 1 by 2 1 by 2, the value of f at 1 by 2 1 by 2 and the value of f at minus 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 8. So this is the relative maximum value of f, and the relative maximum value for both the points are same here. Now again we have two more points, half, minus half and minus half half, and at both the points one can easily check that the Hessian matrix has same value, this which is 6 by 4, half, half and 6 by 4. So the determinant of this matrix one can determine, and it is 2, which is greater than 0, and the first entry is 6 by 4, that is d11 f half minus half is 3 by 2, which is greater than 0. So by our test, these 2 points are relative minima points of f, and the value of f at half minus half is minus 1 by 8, and similarly the value of f at minus half is also minus 1 by 8, which are same. So what is the conclusion? 0 0 1 0 0 1 minus 1 0 and 0 minus 1 are saddle points. Half half minus half are relative maxima of f. Because the value at both the maxima are same, so both are absolute maxima of the function. Similarly, half minus half and minus half are relative minima of f, because the value of f at half minus half and minus half are same, so both are absolute minima of the function. So in this way we can determine these values. So now it is your duty to see the books available. You can see the book of Apostle, you can see the book of S.C. Malik or any another book on maximum minimum for two variables and solve some problems. So in this way, this series of lectures which we have started is ending now. So goodbye and thank you.